Hello, welcome to Saturday Morning Crafting with Little Sister Chalks. I'm Luana Slank. I'm a Chalk Couture independent designer, and I like to bring you quick and easy crafts that you can do in a day or in a few hours. This month, well, July, so it's not quite this month yet, but starting today through the month of July, I'm going to bring you stencil and stitch your style. Stencil and stitch your style. So I have been cleaning out my closet and I found a few treasures in there, and then I was thrifting and found some others, and it got me thinking about how to upcycle your fashion and add a little bit of your own style and personality to what you wear. So this week will be bottoms. So I'm going to do a pair of Capris today, and then stay tuned for the rest of the week. I've got, I think, a pair of shorts and a pair of jeans, and the jeans will have a little bit of embroidery on them, so bringing back kind of that funky 60s, 70s feel. So that'll be fun. I hope that you say hello if you pop in, either as I'm live or if you catch the replay. And please share this with your fashion-loving friends or your crafty friends. I think there'll be a lot of ideas through the weeks ahead that'll be fun. You can use on really anything, not just fashion, but pillows and blankets and all kinds of things. And accessories will be part of our month of Stitch and Style. So, or Stencil and Stitch. I'll get the name right at some point during the month. Accessories will be part of Stencil and Stitch, and we'll probably get to like tote bags and things like that. So there's lots of ways you can use the techniques that I'll be showing. So I'm going to tilt you down. Well, actually, before I do that, I'm going to show you the pattern. So I've got a floral pattern. This is from Floral Patterns Found in Nature stencil. It is retired, but there's lots of florals available. And I have white ink and eucalyptus. I wanted to keep it just, oh, wow, that's like glaring off the lights. There we go. I wanted to keep it a little subtle, and the pair of capris that I have are like a coral color, so they're springy, summery. So I wanted to keep it light and airy. So I'm going to tilt you down so you can see what I'm doing. And if you have questions, please let me know. I think that's okay. And I'm going to get started. So usually I will fuzz my stencils and remove some of the adhesive, some of the sticky on the back, just to make sure I'm not stretching the silkscreen part of the stencil. But since I'm working on fabric, I don't need to fuzz. So now I just got to figure out where I want to place my design, and I want to do like a little bit on the back and a little bit on the front. So I'll probably follow this. Yeah, I'll probably follow that line. I may come over just a little bit because I've got the seam. I kind of still like it right there. I'm going to try. I've got the seam here, so that might be a little tricky. So I'm just going to smooth out, make sure I don't have bubbles, especially with the seam. And I don't care about over there because I'm not going over there. Bubbles will cause bleeds, so you don't want those. All right, here we go. I'm going to do the flowers in white and the leaves in eucalyptus. And I think I'm going to start, you know what, I'm going to start with the leaves. I always do white first and I always regret it. So let me start with the leaves. Ink does not dry as fast as chalk paste, so you don't have to work as fast, but still you don't want it to dry on the top of the stencil. So I'm going to try to not take a ton of time. So I'm just going to, I think I'm not going to worry about the leaves up at the top there. And I'm going to start here. And I'll just kind of meander with the design and see where it takes me. So I would love to know, have you embroidered jeans or a jean jacket or any kind of clothing? Is that a look you like? Is it something that is a blast from the past that's fun, that you'd like to see back again? I have to say I might have missed that. I think it was 60s, 70s. I was born in the late 60s, so I might have missed the the trend. So I'm excited for it. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what I can do with embroidery. I think that's going to be really fun. And if you're a Perks member, you would have seen that in the fall collection, Chalk Couture is bringing out three embroidery kits. So you would get everything you need in the kit except a hoop to embroider with, but you'd get a stencil, you'd get the fabric, yes, I think the surface, whatever. I think you get this, maybe you don't get the surface, maybe you just get the stencil and the floss. I can't recall now. Isn't that terrible? I should have looked it up. But there were some really fun designs that are coming for the fall. And the kits, I think kits are fun. I love when you get everything you need and you don't have to worry about going to buy more supplies and running out of things, because they usually give you more than you need. I think I like this, so I'm going to grab that. So be looking for that. Our fall collection launches in July 9th. And I'm excited for it. I think I did, yeah, flower that should have been white. Oh well, and oops, and I'm not going to worry about it. That was a bud, and I made it a leaf. There we go, creative license, how's that? Nobody needs to know. And I like this, even though it's kind of far out there, I'm gonna go with it. As I was Googling, you know, embroidery and embroidered jeans, stuff like that, there was a lot of floral, and I love it. I love floral and I love the patterns, but I also would love to know, there's another one that I did. This is awful. Now I don't feel like, oh well, because I keep doing the buds in green. I would love to know what you would like to see besides floral. If you have ideas, if you have done stuff and you loved it, let me know. I would love ideas as we kind of go through the month, do something different, because I don't want to do everything in florals. That would not be very exciting, would it? So I would love to get your ideas. So please, if you pop on, like I said, say hello and give me ideas for what to stencil and stitch. All right, I'm going to say that's done, and I'm going to move on to the white for the flowers. All right, I'm going to take that guy. I'm sad now that I made so many buds green. Oh well. Is anybody going to look that closely and notice? Probably not. Paid attention over here. There's a bud that gets to be white. So like I said, ink doesn't dry as fast, but I can see it is drying and pulling up there. So I'm going to try to work a little bit quickly. And my trick is always to go back. You can always go back and use like a Q-tip or a toothpick and kind of get back in the little places, even a paintbrush if you have a small paintbrush. Get back to the little places that you might have missed or that didn't come out quite right. So we'll see how this works, and I may have some touching up to do after we get off, but that's okay. And then I'm going to let it dry. I usually let ink dry overnight, and then I'm going to heat press it so it seals, and then you can wash, and it will last quite a while. I did a t-shirt for my nephew's little guy when he was younger. He was probably 2 or I don't even think he was 3. He was probably between 2 and 3. I did a little dinosaur, and he wore it like every other day, my nephew said, and they washed it, and it never lost any of the design or the ink, or it faded or anything. It was still really great. All right, here we go, guys. So I'm going to pull up slowly. That one bled. Not much I'm going to be able to do about that. That's sad. But it looks kind of cool, I think. What do you think? Can you see it? All right, there's our first stencil on some fashion for the month. I'm going to go back and kind of fix up a little spot up at the top that looks like it didn't take quite right, and then I don't know that there's much I can do about these that bled, which makes me sad, but that's what happened. And it's not too terrible. I'll try. I'll see what happens. All right, have a great weekend. Stop by, say hello, and I will see you next week. Bye.